Ladies and gentlemen, we are now boarding Group A. Please have your boarding passes ready to scan. If your phone is cracked, old, or was chewed up by your Chihuahua travel companion, please refrain from holding up the line. Instead, go to Verizon and trade in any phone in any condition from one of their top brands for the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Plus with Galaxy AI, and a watch and tab on any plan. Only on Verizon.
With new line on My Plan. Service plan required for watch and tab. Additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to leave up holiday decorations year-round. Others have the need to use their garage as practice space for their new metal band. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
You got problems that you ought to be concerned with. Moolah. You don't know how you're supposed to earn it, or what to do with it, or how to keep it. You're a freak with a dark, shameful secret. But you're not the only one. Get your hidden financial fears with a blast of sun. Now your healing has begun. It's Bad with Money with Gabe S. Done.
Hello and welcome back to Bonus Bag, Bad with Money. I'm your host, Gabe S. Dunn. On Tuesday, we spoke to Kara Stevens, and now she is back to do our little bonus bag. Do you want to remind my audience who you are and what you do?
Yeah, I'm Kara Stevens, and I'm the founder of Frugal Feminista, and I really help women heal their relationship with money.
So let's talk about that. Why focus on women?
I'm a woman. I think that that's one. Two, I think that conversations around money have definitely pitted women against men. I think women are taught that they are by nature unable to handle money, shouldn't handle money.
Which is so funny because a lot of the households, it's like the women are the ones doing the buying or like remembering the birthday gifts or, you know.
Yeah, so it's a patriarchal society that basically gaslights women to believe that they're not really good at something that they clearly are good at. So that's really why I chose women, and I love women.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that there is this double-edged sword of like, oh, you don't know anything about money, you're not bringing in the money, or like you have a lower salary, whatever it is. And then it's also like, oh, but you're in charge of making sure the kids are paying their fee to play sports, or making sure that, you know, the birthday cake is bought for grandma. And like, it's just this, you're right, it's like a twisted little gaslighting.
Yeah, it is. And I think that so many studies show, you can choose one every year that comes out, that women are better investors when it comes to the stock market because they are a little bit more patient. They're not fearful of risk, but they have a more measured approach to risk instead of being super aggressive. And that's what makes long-term investors really successful. So I think that the marketing around women and money and investing and wealth has to have a definitive overhaul for us to really remind ourselves of really our power and our competence and capability. So I think we need like a real confidence check when it comes to money. That's why I do what we do. I do what I do.
Yeah, I think also the level of machismo that's attached to money, where I think a lot of times men see it as part of their masculinity to be investing heavily and having all these big returns and stuff. And then women, I don't hear women brag as much as I hear men brag. Like my pitches for this show, right? I get a pitch for this show and it's a woman pitching herself saying, similar to what you said, like, I want to create healing. I want to help, like whatever. And then I'll get pitches from men that are like, blast through your investments, get pumped up for your, you know, you're not buying a house, pussy. Like, it's like that kind of, and then, yeah, it's just such a different energy.
That's aggressive. Like, calm down. Right.
Yeah, it's so funny. Or like, and I'm like, why are you pitching this show? Like, I'm
exactly
like a little.
It's like a blasting it. They clearly didn't know their target. Yeah. And I think that's also the point. I think that's like the point that you're making is that one, women are discouraged from bragging. One, right? We look down upon women who brag. We look down upon women who don't have an altruistic reason for wanting to be wealthy. So it has to be healing. Mine happens to be healing, but I also tell women too, like, listen, it could just be because you want to get your manis and petties every week, inside your house. Like, it doesn't have to be Mother Teresa worthy for you to want to have it. And I think men are given that freedom and permission to be their full range of humanity, though some maybe stick to that kind of aggressive part. But women are forced in a lot of ways in a societal expectation to be like, no, I don't want to be wealthy. I just want to have enough for my children, for my community. But what happened if you didn't want that? Should you still not want to pursue money? Or let's just say, Gabe, you want to be an artist. Should, because my art comes from my heart, I should be broke? And then reconciling those things. So I think similar to people who are heart-centered, that there's no place for the economics of it, which is not true. They're not mutually exclusive.
You guys know that I take testosterone and that causes your hair to thin, and my hair is thinning. And I want it to thin to a certain degree, but I don't need it to thin as much as it may end up thinning. So what can I do about that? And as you guys know, I have known about Nutrafol for a while, and I have been taking it. They were kind enough to send me some samples like a few weeks ago, and I have seen decreased shedding. Like, my hair sheds so much in the shower, and that always freaked me out, made me feel really self-conscious, like just would always think, is this too much hair? And after taking Nutrafol, I have noticed decreased shedding. This year, there is nothing holding you back from loving your hair again. Hair is so much more than what you see on the surface. It's a reflection of what's happening inside, such as my testosterone. Let Nutrafol target the key root causes of your thinning hair and help you grow stronger, healthier strands from within. Hair thinning is very common, okay? And it's very frustrating that it's kind of a new thing that's going on for me as I transition. And I need all the help I can get, especially because the shedding is so freaky. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. I cannot wait to get to the 3-month mark if it's already helping now. Physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients, Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting key root causes of thinning, okay? So they are stress, hormones, aging, nutrition, lifestyle, metabolism, through whole body health. Building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required. Automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, with the Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%. You'll have access to free naturopathic doctor consults, and a Headspace meditation membership is included. While many supplements rely solely on ingredient studies, Nutrafol clinically tests final formulations to ensure their efficacy. In a clinical study, 72% of men saw more scalp coverage after taking Nutrafol Men Hair Growth Supplement for 6 months, and 86% of women saw improved hair growth after taking Nutrafol Women Hair Growth Supplements for 6 months. Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code BWM. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BWM. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code BWM. I was looking for a day job. As you guys know from listening to this show, making money consistently is really important, and it's really scary when it's not happening. And so I was looking for a job, and I was looking all over. I was going to places. I was trying to do that old school thing of maybe you just leave a resume at the smoothie shop. I don't know. But I found my job so easily using Indeed. And I actually recommended Indeed to other people to use when they come in and they say, oh, how can I work here? I say, I actually found the job on Indeed. So go look at Indeed, because that is literally how I found my job and applied and got hired. When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach people you want faster. And it makes a huge difference. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. One of the things I love about Indeed is that it matched me to the right job. It showed me exactly the types of jobs I was looking for. I was able to parse through. I was able to see the locations. I was able to see the requirements. I was able to apply. I don't know how I would have done it without Indeed, truly. And it obviously allowed this business to find the right people, aka me. With Indeed sponsored jobs, there's no monthly subscriptions, no long-term contracts, and you only pay for results. How fast is Indeed? In the minute I've been talking to you, 23 hires were made on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. There is no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Just go to Indeed.com/badwithmoney right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/badwithmoney. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.
I mean, I have a friend who is a Tori Dunlap, who's does the Financial Feminist. And anytime she posts on TikTok about being a millionaire, she's kind of like smiling and stuff. The men in the comments are furious.
Yeah.
Furious. They're like, this is unattractive. And she's like, oh, I don't give a fuck.
Right. No, it's true. And like, why isn't it? And so one, Tori's goal is not really like she's trying to fire and like dismantle the patriarchy, like as part of what she is her goal. Why are you in her comment section? You're clearly not her target audience, right? And then two, why are you so worried about what a woman is doing with her money when she's not even connected to you? Because it threatens the hierarchy and the patriarchy of men having more control or men weaponizing and gendering money as a man's thing. She's being unattractive. How? Because people think with that mindset that women are not supposed to earn money. They're supposed to be the recipients. They're supposed to be the princesses. And princesses never grow up to be queens who have power. Princesses are ones that are like kind of infantilized for a long time and given things, right? Given things, but they don't take things. They don't make things. They don't build things. And it's a passive relationship that some men who are uncomfortable with strong women tend to get triggered when she stands in her power.
Yeah, big time. Especially also like Black women are not given this. I mean, you see this with celebrities, are not given the same grace of, oh, she's wearing fancy stuff or whatever. It's like not the same as the expectation of like a white actress wearing something. Like it's always just open for criticism. It's like open season on especially women. I think they see it as masculine. So when they see a woman who is like unattractive to them because of money, they are upset because a woman is being masculine. Then it's like these girls who make so much money off of OnlyFans, and then they also get hatred because you're not behaving the way that a woman should around money. It's like comes down to sexuality, but it does also come down to money, where it's like, why do you have a lot of money for doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. Why are all of y'all paying for it? Like, it doesn't behoove like progress and progressiveness, because I'm also of the mindset of like, just give everyone the money. Like, just forgive the student loans, give everyone money to live. I'm very like pro UBI. You know, I've had a lot of conversations on this show about reparations. Like, I do think there is enough money to do all of these things. They're just not going to. Conservative, by definition, means keeping the status quo, conserving, keeping things the same. And when you have people who haven't historically had money, having money or not meeting their a husband or, you know, whatever, being queer, whatever it is, it's like the cracks start showing. And then it's like, it just kind of all falls apart for these people that have grown up with this idea. It's even more people that have grown up with this idea of what masculinity is supposed to be, similar to how you grew up thinking college would solve things. It's this idea where they're like, well, I did everything right to be super masculine. Where is my passive wife? And where is my everyone in my life behaving according to how I believe they should behave based on race, ethnicity, gender? Why is this not happening for me? And it's like, babe, you've been sold a lie.
Right. It's not going, it's like your white maleness is not going as far as it used to. It used to get you born. Do you know what I mean? But now you have people who are questioning your authority. And the funny thing is just like, the funny thing is like still white men control the majority of power and influence in the world. And you have these marginalized communities getting a little bit more access. And so it's versus having 100% of the pie, they still have 98% of the pie. And that 2% of ownership that has been reclaimed, I should say, has been reclaimed by communities that are marginalized, is having people in an uproar. And I think those are the kinds of things we have to start talking about and having people really think about their privilege. Why should a man be entitled to a woman that just believes what she says? Okay, there's going to be women that are going to be like that. But what I find, similar to what you said, they are not having a website like her first 100K, and they're not talking about being a millionaire. So go find those women that you want to be passive. Why go harass the ones that have nothing to do with your paradigm?
Have you or someone you know been a victim of identity theft, harassed, stalked, doxxed? Privacy matters, especially to someone like me who has a bit of a public persona, but it also matters to my listeners because this kind of thing can happen to anyone. Do you ever wonder how much of your personal data is out there on the internet for anyone to see? More than you think. Your name, your contact info, your social security number, your home address, even information about your family members, all compiled by data brokers and sold online. Data brokers make a profit off your data, and your data is a commodity. Anyone on the web can buy your private details. This can lead to identity theft, phishing attempts, harassment, and unwanted spam calls. But you can now protect your privacy with Delete Me. I share a lot of my life online, so I am hyper aware of my safety and security. It's easier than ever before to find personal information about people online, and all of this data is just hanging out on the web, but it can have actual consequences in the real world. I have used Delete Me. I had an instance where some stuff was going on Reddit. I don't want to draw more attention to it, but I used Delete Me because a friend of mine who's a sex worker actually told me about it. And it's something that a lot of women online use in order to keep their information safe from stalkers and harassers. The solution that we used is called Delete Me. It is a subscription service that removes your personal info from hundreds of data brokers. I have actually used this. I used this years ago, and so that's why I'm choosing to personally endorse it. If you sign up and provide Delete Me with exactly what information you want deleted, their experts take it from there. Delete Me sends you regular, personalized privacy reports showing what info they found, where they found it, and what they removed. Delete Me isn't just a one-time service. It is always working for you, constantly monitoring and removing the personal information you don't want on the internet. To put it simply, Delete Me does all the hard work of wiping you and your family's personal information from data broker websites. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me, now at a special discount for my listeners. Today, get 20% off your Delete Me plan by texting BAD MONEY to 64000. Text BAD MONEY to 64000. That's BAD MONEY, all one word, to 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Investing can sometimes feel overwhelming with all the fancy jargon that makes it seem more complicated than it really is. Maybe all those finance bros that just want another thing they can try and quote unquote mansplain. And yes, I am a trans guy and I can mansplain, but I also have the experience of being mansplained too. And especially about money. I talk about on this show all the time how people pitch themselves to the show and they feel like they can make investing this big scary thing that, is this gatekept knowledge. So for a long time, I felt like I couldn't really do it, or that I didn't have the knowledge to do it, or that it was like too big of a scary task. And Acorns believes that anyone can be an investor. That's why they make it easy to stick to basic, time-tested principles that give your money a chance to grow. One of the things that happened was that I truly thought that I could not manage my own investments, or that I couldn't manage my own retirement fund. I couldn't manage my own personal investments. I was very scared. It took me a long time to stop paying someone else to do it and to feel confident that I could do it. And I think maybe what would have helped is being able to invest in smaller ways before I was like thrust into big time investing. And you don't even need to do big time investing. I just literally have my retirement and then the amount that I am comfortable with. And Acorns is a perfect way to do that little amount that you're comfortable with. Today's episode is sponsored by Acorns. Acorns is a financial wellness app that makes it easy to start saving and investing for your future. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now, even if all you've got is spare change. You don't need to feel like financial wellness is impossible. Acorns gives you small, simple steps to get you and your money on track. Any little bit of money you put in the market right now will eventually grow. That's just the way it works. I know there are huge dips and it can be really scary, but a lot of it is just about patience and starting. Sign up now and join the over 13 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $22 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/badmoney or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/badmoney.
It's the thing of also just anger, but it's also the thing of like, even I'm guilty of this. Like I started this show in 2016 and I try not to interview men unless they have a lot of interest, unless I'm interested in it. But which is like weird to say, but if it's, there was like a period of time where I did not interview any men. And now I'm slightly more open to it. But so because of that, I was like throughout 2016 to now, I have seen an uptick in Black women in the financial space. And I'm like, wow, there's so many more than there were in 2016. And if I was like dumber, I could extrapolate that to be like, well, they're taking over. And like, but in real life, I get 45 pitches from white dudes all the time. The big financial podcasts are still white men. And it's really just, oh, you're suddenly carving out a space that is desperately needed and starting to have the same visibility-ish, maybe, barely, as these white guys.
Bothering them.
Yeah, it bothers them.
Yeah. I think what it is just that what happens when you have been handicapped in terms of access, handicapped in terms of resources, and you're still able to produce, that shit is going to frighten someone that's had all the things, you know what I mean? All the opportunities, all the connections, all of the supports. And they're only a head and tail above the person that has had to go through so many different obstacles to reach where they are. And I think that is the fear is the fear of exposing the deep sense of inadequacy that some of these men have when the playing field is leveled, right? A woman can soar
If we taught them that that's okay, that you don't have to be this top tier masculine dude, like that's doing you a disservice as well.
Gabe, do you really, I mean, in my opinion, when I've dealt with people who are just hell bent on, when they say, Kara, you're so articulate, or wow, you went to Oberlin and right? Or you went to Columbia and Oberlin, they just kind of like, I'm a unicorn. So you think I'm going to waste my good time talking to dumbass people? That's not going to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the energy. Why would I do that? I have friends. You know what I mean? Like, I have dinner plans. Like, you know, this is not a good use of my time. So I'm not sitting here teaching you about how to respect me. I'm just going to respect myself, build in my community, connect and create coalitions with people who already know my humanity. If I have to sit there and explain to you that I deserve respect, you have the power to determine if I do.
And guess what? There's a huge audience for you. There's a huge audience for you. So
right. Yeah.
My last question is, I wanted to ask about the word healing in your work. Why do you use that word, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, when I wrote the book, Heal Your Relationship with Money, I had a couple breakdowns like in 2016, sorry. I was pregnant with my daughter, like a couple of months pregnant. And I had the biggest breakdown, crying uncontrollably, Christmas break on my couch. And I was unhappy. I was like in a deep depression and I needed to talk to somebody. I found a couple, and funny enough, psychologists sometimes don't be calling you back. I'm like, man, I'm having a crisis and you're not calling me back, but I get it.
So true.
But yeah, it's true, right? And so anyway, found my therapist, and it was through, I went to her every week for every week of pregnancy that I had. And we went through all of my problems, right? All of my problems. and through that, through the discovery of my voice, my hurt, myself, and the healing, and by byproduct, my relationship with money, I was able to emerge from that cocoon of sadness with a better sense of why I felt the way I felt and feeling a little bit different, that things had changed. And hence, when I wrote the book, and I wrote the book in 2018, 19, at Starbucks, like crying through it, because I knew that it was the catharsis that I needed and it would be able to help somebody. So the healing your relationship with money was this overall, how we sometimes do one thing is how we do a lot of things. And the ways in which my trauma manifested the most was how I handled money. And I know that the concept of healing and money often aren't put together. They're like, suck it up. You know what I mean? If you go to a financial advisor, suck it up. Just get this spreadsheet. No, get this healing first. Like, what's really going on when you think about money? Or like you, Gabe, you're an artist and you think artists should there's a disconnect between wanting this money to survive, but wanting your art. That is a internal battle that requires unpacking. And then you'll be able to see what messages did I learn about that? Why do I not feel an artist should be worthy? A doctor is worthy of payment. Why can't an artist be worthy of payment? Like, what are the differences that I'm making in my head? So that's why healing is there, because bits of trauma that we've been exposed to along the way around money, and a spreadsheet and even more money is not going to solve it. It's actually addressing the root issue of sadness, of maybe rejection, of scarcity, of fear, of abandonment, of a lot of different things. And then you're able to do the spreadsheet. And then you're able to make the negotiation. Then you're able to set a plan in action, because who you are coming to the journey of wealth is whole, right? And then more than likely, how you deal with money will be sustainable instead of this kind of like very feast and famine, very, unstable way of looking at money, instead of this kind of integrated approach, using it as a tool to kind of fund your life.
Wow, I like picturing you pregnant, crying in a Starbucks, writing
But it's true. Yeah. So it was true though. So, I mean, I wasn't that, I was crying in 2000, when my daughter was, she's going to be mad at me, 2016. But yes, I was crying looking for a therapist. But 2018, a couple after the work, I just don't want to make sure that if she ever hears this, she's like, Mom, your numbers aren't right. No, it's 2016. And then in 2018, yeah. Mm-hmm.
2016 is when I started this show. It was before Trump was elected, but it was that same year, because I was like, I am so fucking tired of looking for quarters in my car while I'm on Buzzfeed video with like millions of views. That was my big thing, was I was on Buzzfeed. I left, and then my salary at Buzzfeed, and I did not have any compensation for videos that went out after I had already left the company that would get, 5 million, 10 million views with me in them, but I had no compensation for that. So I was very famous with no money. Oh yeah. It was, I've talked about it on this show. It was wild. They used my image in different like capacities, like on Snapchat and different like little re-edits that they did of things for years and years and years after I didn't work at the company anymore. People still thought that I worked there.
And that's illegal?
Yeah, I signed away my image. They owned my Facebook page for years and years and years after I didn't work there anymore. Yeah, I had to like get them to take down my Facebook, but they owned a Facebook, like the official Gabe Dunn Facebook page, whatever, for years. Yeah, it was crazy. That is why I had signed it away. That's on me. I mean, that's on them, but that's on me.
But did you know? I think that kind of goes back into our conversations. Of course you didn't know. If you knew, you would have done it.
Me and my friend did it together, came there together-ish. And when we got full-time contracts, her father, who's a lawyer, went through and redlined the contract. And then Buzzfeed was like, we're not doing any of that. And then she and I wanted the job so badly, and we wanted the kickstart to our careers, that we were like, okay. Everyone there kind of had that experience. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you and more about your work?
Yes, you can find me at my site, The Frugal Feminista. You can find me on Instagram, Frugal Feminista, on LinkedIn, Kara Stevens. And you can get a free excerpt of Heal Your Relationship with Money if you go to thefrugalfeminista.com/community, and you get a free excerpt of Heal Your Relationship with Money.
Oh, wonderful.
Bad with Money with Gabriel S. Dunn is a production of Noted Bisexual, produced by Melisa D. Monts and Diamond MPrint Productions. Edited by Diane Kang, post-production sound by Coco Llorens, production assistance by Melanie D. Watson, and music by Mike Kaplan, Zach Sherwin, and Jack Dolgen, sung by Sam Barbera. Thank you, love you, bye!
All you homeowners have unique needs. Some feel the need to paint their door a vibrant shade of blue. Others have the need to decorate their bathroom with fish, anchors, and other nautical items. And because each homeowner has unique needs, Geico helps you get the right coverage for your home and what's in it. That way, you get exactly what's right for you, even if your needs are unique. Get more with Geico.